Marcus Aurelius once said that true power comes from our minds, not from external events. Understanding this idea gives us the ability to deal with a world where emotions can seem like strong, unpredictable waves. So how can we stay calm in the midst of chaos? In this video, we will present 7 Stoic teachings that help us take control of our emotions and face life's adversities with wisdom and serenity. Before we begin, I ask that you like the video to help spread Stoicism. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend that you do so and activate the notification bell so you don't miss out on inspiring content. Remember, be a person of virtue, seek self-knowledge, and stay until the end. 1. Focus on what is within your control. Assist in the midst of life's challenges, such as unexpected changes or disappointments. The Stoics teach us a fundamental principle, the dichotomy of control. This simple but powerful idea divides things into 2 categories, what is within our control and what is not. When we focus our energy on what we can control, we gain more serenity to face obstacles. Imagine that you have planned a picnic and, on the day, the weather turns bad and it starts to rain. The weather is beyond your control, but your response to it is not. You can choose to be frustrated or adapt, perhaps using the rain as a refreshing moment, an unusual detail in your day. The important thing is to understand that our inner peace does not depend on external circumstances, but on how we interpret and react to them. The Stoics argue that our well-being should come from within, not from external things. So when dealing with any situation, ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is yes, take steps to act. If not, it is an invitation to practice acceptance and adjust your sails towards what is within your control. This practice is liberating because it helps us reduce anxiety and let go of worries that we cannot solve. This allows us to focus our energy on what really matters, creating a healthier balance between action and acceptance. In Stoic philosophy, learning to differentiate between what is and what is not in our control is the first step towards a calmer and more balanced life, where we face challenges with courage and serenity. 2. Reflect before reacting. In today's fast-paced world where everything happens and we are encouraged to respond instantly, the practice of stopping and reflecting before reacting may seem old-fashioned, but it is extremely valuable. Instead of giving in to impulses, reflecting allows us to make decisions with clarity and awareness, avoiding regrets. Think about a common situation. You receive a message that bothers you, perhaps a criticism at work or an insensitive comment from a friend. Your first reaction may be anger or defensiveness. But what if, instead of responding immediately, you took a deep breath and stepped away for a moment? This simple act of pausing creates a space where you can examine what you are really feeling and think about the best response. Reflecting before reacting does not mean repressing feelings. In fact, it is a way of giving space to them by understanding them deeply. Ask yourself, why does this affect me so much? Is there something in my past experiences that is influencing my reaction? Asking these questions helps to make the moment of reflection productive and to develop empathy. It may be that the colleague who made a critical comment is having a difficult day, or that the friend did not realize the impact of his or her words. This practice has a powerful effect on our relationships. How many conflicts could be avoided if we all stopped to reflect before responding? In professional environments, this skill is highly valued, as it brings balance and respect to interactions. Those who make a habit of reflecting are seen as thoughtful and wise leaders, whose decision-making is born from introspection. In a hectic world, reflecting before acting is like grounding yourself, ensuring that your reactions are based on conscious choices and not on fleeting impulses. 3. Cultivate detachment. In the emotionally intense scenario in which we live, the practice of detachment is essential to maintain peace of mind. This does not mean ignoring or suppressing feelings, but rather adopting a balanced stance towards events, observing them without letting them dominate you. Imagine watching an exciting film. You get involved in the story, feel the emotions of the characters, but always know that it is just a film. There is no need to intervene, just to observe. Detachment works in a similar way. It allows us to experience life's experiences without losing our internal stability, as if we were watching a film with the awareness that we are in the position of an observer. Practicing detachment. Detachment is essential, especially in times of information overload. If we reacted intensely to every news item or event, we would be constantly exhausted. Detachment creates a buffer, allowing us to live in a lighter and more sustainable way. In relationships, for example, this skill helps us to better deal with conflicts. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can listen and respond in a more thoughtful and constructive way, which makes conversations more productive and less draining. This detachment begins with self-awareness. Identifying emotional triggers and understanding our response patterns allows us to create a space between stimulus and reaction. In this space, we gain the freedom to choose our response, acting with intention rather than impulse. Detachment also allows us to enjoy the good times more, because we are not obsessed with the fear of missing out. By adopting this practice, we gain clarity and tranquility, living a fuller and more balanced life. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Life brings us challenges and small obstacles that may seem huge at the time, but they don't always have the weight we imagine. When faced with a situation that triggers intense emotions, such as criticism, a misunderstanding, or an unexpected delay, stop and ask yourself, will this still matter in 5 years? This simple question is powerful and can completely change our perspective. When we are in the heat of the moment, it is easy to lose our cool over issues that over time seem insignificant. This technique works as a kind of mental time machine, helping us see the problem more clearly and realize that many of our big problems are nothing more than small obstacles in the way. Often, what seems unbearable today becomes a distant memory as the years go by. This reflection helps us develop resilience and encourages us to focus on things that really matter and that have a lasting impact on our lives. By doing this exercise, we learn to channel our energy towards what really makes a difference and set aside fleeting concerns. After all, many of the anxieties that consume us today will become irrelevant tomorrow. It also helps us direct our time and efforts toward aspects that we truly value, such as our relationships, personal growth, and well-being. By cultivating this perspective, we acquire the ability to solve problems more calmly, because we can see beyond the present moment and immediate frustrations. Asking yourself if something will be important in the future is a practice that brings peace and helps us live with purpose and serenity. 5. Write in a Stoic journal. The habit of writing in a journal is an ancient practice that continues to be a powerful tool for self-knowledge and personal growth. For the Stoics, the journal was not just a record of daily events, but a sacred space to reflect on emotions, decisions, and behaviors. They believed that daily writing helps align our actions with our values and strengthen the mind. Imagine ending the day recording not only what happened, but how you reacted to each situation, what bothered you or brought you joy. This exercise allows us to better understand our thought patterns and the automatic reactions we tend to have. Marcus Aurelius, one of the best-known Stoic philosophers, kept what we now call meditations, a personal journal where he reflected on his inner struggles and sought to remain true to his principles. It was not for anyone but himself. It was a conversation with his own soul. In today's world, where distractions are constant and life is fast-paced, this habit becomes even more relevant. By keeping a journal, we create a moment of pause and introspection, gaining clarity amidst the chaos. Little by little, we are able to identify emotional triggers, values that guide our choices and areas in which we need to improve. In addition, journaling promotes personal responsibility. By regularly recording our experiences and reactions, it becomes harder to ignore negative patterns or recurring mistakes. Instead, we are encouraged to reflect, learn, and evolve. Keeping a Stoic journal is above all a commitment to oneself, to the search for a more conscious life that is aligned with our ideals. It is a habit that over time transforms not only our perceptions, but also our way of acting and living. 6. Turn obstacles into opportunities. Challenges are a part of life, and we all face difficult times, whether at work, in relationships, or in personal situations. But what if, instead of seeing these obstacles as impediments, we started to see them as opportunities? For the Stoics, every challenge carries within it the potential for learning and growth. Imagine the water of a river flowing until it encounters a stone in its path. Instead of stopping, it deflects, bypasses, or even wears away the stone over time. In the same way, obstacles in our lives have the power to shape us and lead us down new paths. When we see a difficult situation from this perspective, it stops being just a problem and becomes an opportunity to strengthen our resilience and develop new skills. This perspective does not mean ignoring the pain or difficulty of a moment, but seeking to see beyond the surface. For example, losing a job may seem like an immediate disaster, but it can also be the impetus to explore a new career or acquire knowledge that we would never have sought before. A relationship breakup can be painful, but it also opens space for self-discovery and new, more meaningful connections. The Stoics believed that even though we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we react. By seeing obstacles as opportunities, we develop a stronger and more flexible mindset. Instead of asking ourselves, "Why is this happening to me?" we start to ask, "What can I learn from this?" This approach not only helps us face difficulties with more calm, but also makes us more resilient and open to continuous growth. After all, each challenge can be a stepping stone to a better version of ourselves. 7. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is a central practice in Stoicism. More than just saying thank you, it is a sincere recognition of the good things in life. As Seneca said, true happiness is enjoying the present without worrying about the future. Practicing gratitude helps us focus on what we have rather than what we lack. To practice, start or end your day by listing 3 things you are grateful for. This transforms your perspective and strengthens bonds with the people around you, fostering a positive cycle of respect and support. These 7 Stoic practices are fundamental to a more balanced and conscious life. I hope you found this content useful. Leave a comment with gratitude if you got this far. As always, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.